Welcome to our audio commentary coverage. This broadcast is not an official product of this competition.
Shoots as well for Sunderland, so number 10, Nilson Angulo. Number 3, Dennis Kirkin. Number 31, Melker Elbo. Number 6, Lusharel Geertrude. Number 18, Wilson Isidore. Number 12, Eliza Mayunda. Number 14, Romain Mundul. Number 13, Luke O'Nien. And number 11, Chris Rigg. Long ball pumped in from Sunderland, goes all the way up to Raya. And Raya distributes the ball quickly, throws out to Arsenal's left-hand side for their defence, to Calafiori. Quick 1-2 with Gabriel, the skipper. Now further on to Arsenal's left-hand side, back to Gabriel here. Now to Raya. 2.5 minutes into the game then. Arsenal with that very early chance there, inside the opening 30 seconds. Pretty much a free header for Kai Havertz, getting on the end of a Leandro Trossard cross, but his header was steered wide and off target. Now a long ball pumped over the top here. Madueke, nice backheeled pass, doesn't quite find Zubimendi, but Arsenal will go further forward on this right-hand side through Jesus. Now to Timber. Trossard in the centre of the pitch, about 30 yards away. Nice run there from Trossard. And then trying to find some support, it just comes off Tolby last. And there'll be a throw to Arsenal. We just begin the 4th minute of the game. Throw in a decent area for the Gunners. Will be Timber to take. Just have a slight break here. Looks as if Madueke is just having to change his football boots. To make a slight alteration there, so we've just got a little break before that can start again. Looks to be all sorted now. So Timber currently making a few yards there before releasing the ball. Now to Madueke, just inside the 18-yard box, but it'll be cleared away by the left-hand side of Sunderland's defence. Looking to find Robbie. Trying to go past his man there. Real battle between Robbie and Saliba. Arsenal win the free kick. Quick pass to Gabriel. Now to Calafiori. Further down this left-hand side, finds Trossard. Pass into the centre. Finds Rice. Right in the middle of the centre circle. Good tempo set so far by the hosts. Now Gabriel, good pass down to the left-hand side, midway down the Sunderland half. Trossard looking to take on his man. Trossard still looking to deliver the ball. Now it comes in towards the edge of the 6-yard area, but it's headed away by Alderete. Again, second header. Just goes back out to Madueke. And there's good defending in the end there from Sunderland. Just eases the ball out of play. And it'll be a goal kick for Robin Ruffs to take. So we're just waiting for Ruff's distribution. 5 minutes into the game now. Just the one chance so far, but a good chance within the opening 30 seconds of the game. That free header for Kai Havertz, getting on the end of a Leandro Trossard cross from the right wing, right on byline. And really should have at least hit the target and at least forced the goalkeeper into action there. Long kick from the keeper, but straight away Arsenal have possession again. Just lifting the ball up towards the edge of the 18-yard box before it's cleared away by Mandava. Straight to Gabriel, right at the heart of the Arsenal defence. Gabriel again, inside the centre circle. Calafiori, now down to the left-hand side. Just over the halfway line into Sunderland's half, but now the Black Cats can just go on the break here for the first proper time. Diarra into Sadiki. Sadiki again, just over the halfway line. Nice link-up play between himself and Diarra again. Now into the central defence here for Sunderland. Long ball pumped over the top. Just goes out of play though. And it'll be a throw-in to the hosts. Taken quickly by Timber. Now Saliba. All the way back to Raya. Raya will just take his time here. Just in line with the penalty spot. Now to Zubimendi, just sitting back there. Rice up to the halfway line. Nice pass from Trossard. Tries a very inventive through ball there. Almost finds his man, but Sunderland can break once more. Diarra just trying to get ahead of Rice. And Calafiori. It's going to be a throw-in for the Black Cats. Oh, in fact, it's actually been brought back for a free kick for Sunderland. It was just a little trip there from Calafiori, just over the halfway line into the Arsenal half. So everyone now up then for Sunderland. Get the feeling that if they are going to inflict some damage onto the Premier League leaders today, they're going to have to make the most of the set pieces that come their way. So free kick then, just over the halfway line, but everyone else gone forward here for the visitors. There's going to be a long free kick, pumped right towards the edge of the 18-yard box here. So Hugh with the delivery. Oh, and Raya flaps at it. It's a chance, but it's cleared away just in front of the line there. Sunderland with a real opportunity. Don't know what David Raya was doing. It seemed to be a pretty straightforward claim. Flapped at it completely. And I think it was Brian Brobby who was in the right place at the right time, but just couldn't get the conviction that he wanted. And the ball could just be cleared away about 5 yards in front of the goal line. But that was a real chance there for the Black Cats. So long ball in from Hume. Raya comes out, flaps at it. Yeah, it was Brian Brobby that got into the right place at the right time with his right foot, and it was cleared away by... Let's have a look here. Who actually got right in the way, just in front of the post there? I think it was Kai Havertz. Might have been in line with hitting the post, but still, big opportunity there for Sunderland, and that will give them hope ahead of this game. They've only won 2 of their 12 away trips in the Premier League so far this season. In terms of purely based on away games, Sunderland would actually be 17th in the table, because their home record has been much better, which is why Sunderland are in the top half overall. But that'll just give Sunderland a little bit of hope there. So Arsenal back in possession. It'll be Raya to take a goal kick then. Just about managed to get away with that flap of the ball a couple of minutes ago. So 10 minutes in, still goalless between Arsenal and Sunderland. Whenever we get a bit of a break in play, we'll just let you know what else is happening at the moment. And at the moment, the long ball from Raya goes through to Sunderland's midfield. Now it's brought back by Madueke, but that's well won back by Sadiki. Big midfield scrap here between Sadiki and Timber. Black Cats restore possession. Now with Mandava. Cleared away by the Sunderland defence. Now headed away by Timber. It's been a lively start to the game then. Sunderland could quite easily have been 1-0 down inside the opening 30 seconds, but beginning to get a bit of a footing, a bit of a grip into this game. I mean, Robbie certainly with a big opportunity. As the throw-in comes in from Mandava. Now into the right of centre for Sunderland. And it'll be Mukiele taking the ball back. It's the central defence. Ballard, Alderete. Long ball from Alderete. Looking to find Lefay. Lefay just brings the ball back to the halfway line. Now with Sadiki. Positive play here from the Black Cats. Ballard. Now to the right hand side. 25 yards away from the goal line here on this right of centre. Back to Ballard. Every Sunderland player inside Arsenal's half here. Positive play from the visitors. Of course, been a fantastic start to their return to the Premier League. Of course, in recent years, newly promoted sides have really struggled in their first season back in the Premier League. When you think of teams like Sheffield United in recent years have really struggled when they move into the Premier League from the Championship. It's happened to quite a few newly promoted sides, but Sunderland though have really booked that trend. Of course, Leeds United have also done well too. Of course, they won yesterday against Nottingham Forest. Big win for them there. But Sunderland have really gone an extra level above Leeds. Back onto the pitch here at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal just breaking forward with Calafiori down the left-hand side. Bit of a pinball there between Sunderland's defenders there as they look to clear the ball away. They've just about got away with it, and now the visitors can counter quickly through the middle. Good defending though from Declan Rice. Ball runs through to Zubimendi. Now Havertz to Madueke on this right-hand side. Cuts inside his man. And just as he's about to pull the trigger, the challenge came in there from Alderete. It's good pressing though from Arsenal every time Sunderland's defence were on the ball. Now Siddiqui knocks the ball back and Alderete clears the ball away. Again, big scrap there in the midfield. Robbie trying to cause... just try to be as awkward as possible for Arsenal's back line. We've just got an Arsenal player down, but Zubimendi is now straight back up though. And Arsenal keep going with their latest attack. Gabriel to the left-hand side, about 30 yards away from the goal line. Now Rice, it's a lovely flight delivery to the right wing, in a good position. Madueke now to Timber. Zubimendi now 30 yards away from the goal line, back to the right wing again. Quick 1-2 with Timber. Now Saliba. Rice. Now to Timber, cuts onto his left foot and goes for the through ball. Just Madueke not quite on the same wavelength. The ball will just run out harmlessly to Ruffs in goal. So, lively start then, still waiting for our first goal of the game. Sunderland just running up to the halfway line on their right hand side, just through Mukiele. Takes a deflection and it'll be a throw to Sunderland as we now just reach the quarter hour mark here. Still Arsenal 0, Sunderland 0 at the Emirates Stadium. Of course, when we get time, when we get a break in play, we can just run through some of the latest scores. Of course, there was a game that took place earlier on today in the Premier League between Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur. We'll run through the details of that as and when we can. Possession now back with Sunderland's defence. Alderete, and to the left-hand side, finds Talby. Back to Alderete. Now Ruffs just inside the D. Pass out forward. And Sunderland's midfield here. Again, quick 1-2 there with Talby. With Sadiki. Ballard brings the ball out with pace, but it's well controlled there by Mukiele. Back to Ballard, right in the heart of the Black Cats' defence. Now Ruffs. Possession here from Sunderland, passing the ball around nicely here and finding some spaces. They could go in the counter. About 30 yards away from the goal line. Now a short pass onto the right flank with Hume. Then an early delivery comes in, headed away by Gabriel. Just before they can get a long range shot in. Arsenal's defence are able to win back possession. Now the Black Cats have the ball again through Ballard, happy to push forward. Now into the centre of midfield, all the visitors. As this game has progressed, they've just been finding a bit more joy on the ball, having a bit more time on the ball and in possession as well, and they've settled in quite nicely after a little bit of a bumpy opening 2 or 3 minutes. Siddiqui, quick 1-2, and back to the centre of defence. Again, Sunderland just passing the ball around really nicely here. Arsenal having to do quite a lot of chasing around just in the last 3 or 4 minutes or so. If Arsenal do get the victory, I mean, of course, Arsenal are the favourites to win this game, but if they do get the win, no mistake, it will be a tough task for them against a Sunderland side that has impressed in many games so far in this campaign. Long ball distributed from the Black Cats. It'll be cleared away though by the Arsenal back line. Straight out to Ballard. Heads the ball down Sunderland's right flank. Now Arsenal regain possession. Now they can counter quickly here down this left-hand side. It's crossed over the halfway line into the Sunderland half, but it's cleared away there by Mukiele, and great to see there, geeing the crowd up, being the away support up there. Brilliant challenge to stop that Arsenal attack, but now they can go on their next one here from the resulting throw-in. Comes out to Trossard, gets ahead of the ball of Hume. Just knocks the ball back here to Gabriel. Trossard, now with Rice. Back to Trossard on this left-hand side. Just being penned in a little bit. Moves the ball back to Gabriel. Now Saliba. Back to Gabriel. Every Arsenal player well inside Sunderland's own half here. The Black Cats having to soak up a lot of pressure right now. Early delivery comes in from the left-hand side. Calafiori tries a long-range shot. It should be cleared away by the Sunderland defence. Not that convincingly, though. Ball runs out to Jurien Timber. It's good, good effort there from Timber, but just couldn't quite keep the ball in the end. Ball will roll out to Ruffs. Now, the keeper will just take a little bit of time before distributing the ball, and will run out to Ballard. So far, Arsenal with 2 attempts officially, Sunderland with 1. Arsenal have had 66% to Sunderland's 34% possession of the ball. But, as the first half has progressed, Sunderland have seen a bit more possession. That's Calafiori. Just knocked the ball back to Gabriel. There's a positive pass there from the defender onto the left-hand side. Finds Trossard. Trossard will run at his man. Goes to his left-hand side. It's a decent ball here. Runs out to the far post. Madueke gets onto the ball. Will look to deliver the ball in from the right-hand side. That's straight at Ruffs. That will not trouble Robin Ruffs there at all. He'll take those all day long. And so far, well, from a Sunderland perspective anyway, for any Sunderland fans listening, it's been a good effort so far. Certainly not just, sitting 11 men behind the ball and just soaking up pressure straight from the opening whistle. Could have taken the lead fairly early on through Brian Brobby. When they have been on the ball, they've passed the ball around pretty nicely on the pitch here. Now the short distribution again from Ruffs to Ballard, back to the goalkeeper. This time he'll go long, in fact very, very long, all the way up to Raya. Raya throws the ball out very quickly indeed to Gabriel. Moves the ball up forward. There's a very positive pass there. Oh, and it's actually offside. It's Gabriel Jesus that was caught offside there. So wasn't happy with the decision. It's going to be a free kick to Sunderland in the 20th minute here. Gabriel Jesus really not happy at all with that decision. He's got to go along with it though. And Sunderland will now take this free kick through the goalkeeper then. So, as if it's going to be a long free kick, and Sunderland happy to push players up forward here whenever they do have a set piece, to try and make the most of these opportunities when they come along here. I'm just waiting for the release of the ball. So, ball pumped up now, right up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Now with Alderete. He's got some space here. Just in the end, plays the ball back to the centre of defence. Now ball flighted in, headed away by Saliba. It's only for a throw-in for the Black Cats, in a good position here on this right-hand side, coming up towards the midway point of the first half. Still awaiting our first goal of the afternoon here at the Emirates Stadium, but it's been a good lively affair. It's going to be Hugh to take the throw-in here on this cold February afternoon in London, in front of a packed crowd as well. So just waiting for Hume to release the ball. So long throw from Hume, headed away in the end by Gabriel. Ball will run out to Sunderland's defence, now to Diarra, sitting deep. Now with Ruffs, who's about 40 yards off his goal line. Goalkeeper happy to push forward, but again his distribution too long, and that's straight at Raya. Now Arsenal could break quickly here through Timber first. On this left wing as Arsenal begin to exert a bit more pressure here. As a reminder, and if we do get a bit of a break in play, we'll just let you know what else is happening. I'll tell you, by the way, Aston Villa have taken the lead away at AFC Bournemouth. More pitch at this time of a game anyway. Madueke just cutting in onto his left foot here on the right wing, just looking for his best option. Forced to pass back to Saliba. He's got support now through Calafiori. Rice to his left, but goes with Saliba again onto his right. Now Timber, about 10 yards, 15 yards now over the halfway line. Madueke, that's a nice ball into Zubimendi, plays the ball across the face of goal. It runs back out to Zubimendi again. Sunderland having to soak up a lot of pressure here, but it's headed away by the Sunderland back line. Robbie doing well to hold the ball up here. Having to play, a lot deeper than what he normally would, but needs must, of course, to try and nullify the Premier League title favourites. But now Sunderland have done well to win a free kick in. That's the first yellow card of the game. And that is shown to the number 2, William Saliba, just for a pretty cynical shove there on Diarra. Stopped any chance of a Sunderland counter-attack. Gave him the old bear hug, arms around the chest, and that was always going to be a yellow, and it was pretty much always going to be a foul as well as a booking. So into the 26th minute then, and Saliba with the first booking of the game. A chance here for Sunderland to maybe go long with this set piece as they have done before. Looks if it's going to be Hume to take, this time from the left of centre. Plenty of blue Sunderland shirts in around the edge of the 18-yard box as they await Trey Hume's delivery. So ball comes in, got plenty of length to it here, and it almost steers into a good position for a Sunderland forward, but in the end Raya is able to collect, and now Arsenal will break away very, very quickly indeed. There's a big race here between Trossard and Mandava. At the moment, Mandava winning the battle. He goes down, and that's going to be a free kick to Sunderland, much to the Arsenal supporters' chagrin. Not happy with that one. That's the decision made. Just a reminder of the officials for today's game. The referee is Samuel Barrett. The assistant referees are Ian Hussin and Wade Smith, and the fourth official is Farai Hallam. I'm sure he'll be delighted to know that VAR is of course present at this game. The video assistant referee for today is Michael Salisbury, and the assistant VAR official today is Nicholas Hopton. So defensive throw-in then for Sunderland on this right-hand side. Goes up 15 yards. Now with Madueke, trying to head the ball forward here for Jesus to latch onto, but Sunderland's defence just about clear the ball away. And we've, player stopped here. We've got a Sunderland player down. Not too sure yet exactly who it is. Seems to be off the ball. Who's gone down there? Looks as if it's Lefay. A stray elbow there from Havertz, just into the side of Lefay's face. I don't think it was intentional, but it was definitely caught the player there. And Lefay just requiring some treatment then. Through exactly what else is happening elsewhere then. So we'll start of course with the Premier League. So just in case you weren't aware, earlier on today there was a lunchtime kick-off at Old Trafford. That finished Manchester United 2, Tottenham Hotspur 0. So that carries on Michael Carrick's sublime start to his time as the Red Devils interim manager, but of course just further piles on the pressure for Thomas Frank at Spurs. But elsewhere, as we mentioned before, it's currently AFC Bournemouth 0, Aston Villa 1. Morgan Rogers with the goal there midway through the first half. Of course, goalless here between Arsenal and Sunderland. At Burnley at Turf Moor, it's currently Burnley 0, West Ham United 2. First half goals from Somerville and Castellanos, giving the Iron a 2-0 lead there. It's currently Fulham 1, Everton 0. An own goal from Mikolenko, giving the Cottagers the lead after 18 minutes. And elsewhere at Molineux, it's Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Chelsea 1. Cole Palmer converting the penalty there in the 13th minute. And a bit later on today, 5:30 PM kickoff UK time at St James's Park, Newcastle United host Brentford. So back underway here. And looks as if Lefay will be able to continue as we now reach the half-hour mark. He's still waiting for our first goal of the game. Back to Rice. He could go for goal here from 25 yards out. That must have been close. It was off target. Enough to have Sunderland fans worried for just a split second there. Rice found space. I was surprised that there was no Sunderland players that went out to him straight away. You know what Rice can do from long range. That wasn't far at all, goodness me. From the reverse angle, we're only talking about a couple of yards wide of the post there. Declan Rice almost giving his side the lead in sublime fashion. But Arsenal still yet to register a shot on target in this game. 5 shots, none on target. Sunderland have had just the 2 shots, but one of those has been on target. Sunderland with a long ball. Player goes down. It's Hugh, and the referee gives the free kick. We're about to see another yellow then, but it's not going to be. But it's Calafiori. It's a free kick for the visitors in pretty good position here. Just on the right of centre, about 25 yards away from the goal line. Could go for goal directly here, so David Raya's got a lot of instructions to Ball comes in from Hume, comes off Gabriel last. Ball goes out on Sunderland's left-hand side. Will run out to Michele. Nice delivery, but it will still be headed out by the Arsenal defence. Now, minutes of the game, so this is the third corner of the game so far. All of them have gone to Arsenal. Plenty of players around the back post here in red and white shirts for the Gunners. Got the likes of Zubamendi, Calafiori, Jesus. Way at it by the goalkeeper. Then chance from Trossard from 20 yards, but it's blocked immediately. But Arsenal hold on to the ball here. Rice on this left-hand side. Back to Saliba. Now, Trossard. Nice ball to the left wing. Now just inside the 80-yard area, and it's a kind of a cross-come shot there, but it's gathered safely by Ruffs. Distribution goes out short. Now it's cleared away by Ballard. Long up down the right flank. Headed away by the Arsenal defence. So it'll be a throw in to Sunderland about 10 yards over the halfway line on their right-hand side inside Arsenal's. Fifth minute of the game. So straight back to the Sunderland back line. Ballard, Alderetti, now Mandava. Carry the ball forward here, but that's not the best of deliveries. Comes out to Zubamendi. That was a heavy first touch there from Kai Havertz, and Sunderland's defence will recover the ball. Need to be careful there. Can't really afford to be making too many mistakes like that, because the side in Arsenal's position will end up punishing them. Madueke coming to sit deep, rolls the ball back to Raya. Now, a very competitive match so far. It's not exactly been littered with clear-cut chances yet, but an intriguing game nonetheless. And Sunderland asking Arsenal a few questions so far. Ryan Brobby just trying to win the ball back from Saliba. Now Raya. Raya just looking for his options here. Might be forced to go long. Does go long. And that's not a great delivery. All the way back to Ruffs in the opposite end. Just waiting for distribution of the ball. Of course, if we do get another break just between now and the first half, we'll just see what latest scores that we can give you. But Sunderland now just shepherding the ball out of the left-hand side of their defence. Ball's run loose into the called to sit deep and just help hold the ball up. He's done a good job so far for the visitors. Now Sunderland with the ball on their right-hand side with Lefay. Lefay just ahead. Now Ballard to Alderetti, just over the halfway line. Mikel Arteta outside of his dugout area, almost onto the pitch himself there, dishing out the orders. Been a pretty even game so unlikely though, for their own good. And the ball will be restored by Sunderland's defence with Alderete. Now to Siddiqui. Now Diarra. Mandava. He gets away from Saliba. Could he get a delivery in from the left-hand side? He can't. But the last touch comes from the Arsenal defenders, so it's going to be Sunderland's first corner of the game. And what can the Black Cats do here? Do you just get the feeling if they are going to take anything from this game, they're going to have to... yard area again. John Fryer practically juggles with the ball there and then goes down. Bit of a needless shove there from a Sunderland player, and a yellow card's come out, and it's been shown to the number 19 Habib Diarra, just needlessly going into David Raya once he finally did have control of the ball, although Raya did definitely make the most of it, but fairly. Too convincing coming out and commanding his area in terms of his aerial presence, but the game has been stopped now. Zubamendi has gone down, just holding on to his right foot there, and the yellow card is going to be dished out once more. This time it's shown to Brian Brobby. Doesn't look too pleased with it. Ooh, to be fair, it was a pretty keen challenge that came from Robbie's way on Zubamendi. Ooh, just over the ankle as well. I don't think he can have any complaints about cards being shown to him. Just wonder possibly if VAR might look into that a little bit further, because it was, I would say, over the ankle. Was it in control? Probably not. So it remains to be seen whether VAR might just check this further, but for the time being then it is just a yellow shown to Robbie, and he can't really have any complaints about that. It wasn't a great challenge, but Zubamendi is now back up on both feet, and doesn't look like that challenge is going to be investigated anymore. So, has to be said, the game has quite flowed. It's flowed quite nicely. Not really had any VAR interruptions or anything like that. Not really much in the way of stoppages at all, so we shouldn't have too much injury time just before we reach the interval. Long ball from Arsenal, just goes straight up to Ruffs, and at the moment Sunderland just frustrating the Premier League leaders. Of course, a lot has been spoken about Arsenal's mentality. Of course, it's been a long time now since Arsenal last won the Premier League title, and a lot of people saying that the only team that can stop Arsenal winning the league title this season is themselves. So Trossard now playing the ball into Rice, goes for the delivery, no, it's gone in! Arsenal take the lead here. It's a long-range effort in the 42nd minute. What an effort there, and it was actually Zubamendi that got on the end of it. Comes in off the post from around 25 yards out, and it's Martí Zubamendi who has given the Premier League leaders the lead here at the Emirates Stadium. Great goal from long range. It kept low, cut across the surface, and goes in off the post. And let's have a look at the reverse angle here. Trossard just approached the 18-yard box, and Sunderland just gave Zubimendi too much space, and Zubimendi said thank you very much. And well, from around 20 yards out, the ball just curled just nicely there amongst the surface, and it goes in off the post, creeps over the line. For a split second I thought it was actually going to end up hitting both posts there, but it just took a little curl right before it ended going in off the post there. And that's a lovely finish from Martin Zubimendi, and the Spaniard has given Arsenal a precious lead here. That's his 5th Premier League goal of the season, and it's a great time to score as well. Only about 2.5 minutes before we reach the interval here, so Arsenal have the lead. Zubimendi. Now Arsenal have got a great chance here to double their advantage. Gabriel Jesus with just the goalkeeper to beat. Gabriel Jesus goes down. The referee awards a penalty here to Arsenal. It's a penalty, I'm sure, that has been given by the referee. And Arsenal, has the assistant referee made another decision here? I think it may be an offside. Let's have a look here. Yeah, so it would have been a penalty, but it looks as if Gabriel Jesus has actually been ruled as offside. He was just over the halfway line, where he suddenly found himself with just the goalkeeper to beat. He was then bundled over in the box by Daniel Ballard, and the referee did look as if he definitely pointed towards the penalty spot, but then the assistant referee has had the final say, because he then showed an offside flag. Of course, you can't show the flag immediately anymore. You need to wait for the phase of play to stop. So Sunderland, well, get away with it there. Just wonder if the referee is just waiting for further information from his VAR officials. Just wonder if they're just checking whether there was any part of Gabriel Jesus that was actually still inside Arsenal's own half when the ball was played in, as the rain pours down here in London. I think that's what they're just checking here. It looks as if part of his foot might have possibly have just been inside Arsenal's own half, but in the end the VAR investigations have now come to an end. It's definitely not a penalty, as it was just over the halfway line as the ball was played in. But Arsenal have the lead though. Lovely right-footed finish from Martin Zubimendi. Ball going in off the post in around the 41st minute of the game, and that's his 5th Premier League goal of the season, and arguably the most important one of them all so far. So we're just about to find out how much stoppage time there's going to be here at the Emirates Stadium, and it's going to be 4 minutes. So we've got 4 minutes to go before we reach half time, and the momentum now certainly with Arsenal, as the Black Cats look to play the ball out from the left hand side of their defence here. Almost feels like there's an extra Arsenal player on the pitch right now. Arsenal with all this momentum, but Sunderland have just won a free kick midway inside their own half here. So we're about 30 seconds of the way through our first of 4 added on minutes, as Diarra went down holding his face. Caught there by Madueke. So just over 3 minutes to go then, and Arsenal have a precious lead. Arsenal 1, Sunderland 0. Goal coming in from Martin Zubimendi. How important could that goal be by the end of this season? One clearance then from the Sunderland goalkeeper, Robin Ruffs, but Arsenal will look to break at pace here on the counter, starting with Trossard. Now plays the ball over the halfway line. Calafiori comes out now, but Robbie actually steals the ball here for Sunderland, and now the Black Cats can break on their right hand side here, just inside the 18-yard box, and it's a shot on target, but it's straight David Raya. Raya immediately throws the ball out quickly, and now Arsenal have got some space here. Kai Havertz, the game is stretching out massively here. Havertz just with the back line to run at. TA goes for goal, and it's just wide. Very, very close indeed there from Kai Havertz. The ball was curling but didn't quite curl enough in time to go in off the post there. Could only have gone a yard or two wide. Just from my perspective, not enough closing down from Sunderland's perspective. They allowed Havertz to run right towards the edge of the 18-yard box, and his curling left-footed effort going so close to finding the back of the net. And Arsenal, ever since taking the lead, have really on. Now the game restarts here. Gunners with Declan Rice midway down Sunderland's half on the left of centre, linking up nicely with Calafiori. Now Trossard on his left hand side puts onto his right foot, plays the ball along to Zubamendi. Now Arsenal have got some space here with Saliba. Arsenal have committed many players forward here. Saliba again just knocks the ball back to Gabriel. Now Rice about 30 yards away from the goal line, but Arsenal have got so many players up forward here. They're all waiting in the box. They're all waiting for Trossard's delivery as he inches just inside the 18-yard area on the left-hand side here. Trossard looking to trick his way past his opponent, just looking to try and find some space in order to get a cross in. But Sunderland with so many players back for them as well here. Now the ball has run loose to Rice. Rice linking up with Trossard. Trossard almost with a lovely through ball there to play in Havertz. Now it runs out to Mukiele. Not a great clearance though. Trossard to Havertz. Plays the ball into Gyökeres. It's 2-0! Victor Gyökeres has doubled Arsenal's lead. We were all saying how important this next goal would be. And it's gone to Arsenal, and surely that's going to be the 3 points wrapped up here. Victor Gyökeres, who's only been on the field for about 5 minutes, arguably his most important goal of this Premier League campaign so far. Victor Gyökeres doubles Arsenal's lead. Huge cheers here as the Gunners double their advantage midway through this second half. It was Martin Zubamendi that opened up the scoring for the Gunners 3 minutes before half time. And now it's Victor Gyökeres, the substitute, who has doubled Arsenal's lead here. It was a pretty poor clearance from Mukiele. And Kai Havertz set up, not Trossard, to Gyökeres there. And from around 10 yards out with his right foot, he was a little bit off balance, but he still had enough space to get the shot on target. As long as he got his connection right, he had every chance of going in, and he ended up burying the ball past the goalkeeper here. Goes into the back of the net, and it's Arsenal 2, Sunderland 0. Gyökeres scores after being set up by Kai Havertz, and at the moment this has been the perfect afternoon so far for Arsenal in their quest to finally win the Premier League title once again. As another change is taking place for Arsenal. It looks as if Kai Havertz is going off here, and he's going to be replaced by Eze. So we're now midway through the second half, and Sunderland have got a mountain to climb if they are going to get at least a point from this game. And it's actually been a double change from Arsenal. So Eze is now on for Havertz, and Calafiori has gone off, and he's been replaced by Piero Hincapié. So that's now 4 substitutions that's been made by Mikel Arteta. So Hincapié on for Calafiori and Eze on for Havertz. Reggie Lebris still has 4 more changes that he can make as at Sunderland. So Gyökeres with that goal then, which takes Arsenal another step closer towards their dream of finally becoming Premier League champions once again after a long wait. And we'll just run through the latest scores elsewhere in the Premier League as and when we can. Just got a little break here at the moment here, just trying to ascertain exactly what that's for. Looks as if we've got a possible injury here for the Sunderland 27, Noah Sadiki. He's still on the pitch at the moment though. He's going to continue, but that's going to be something that the Sunderland staff will need to monitor. So we're just now into the final quarter of this game, now into the 69th minute, and Arsenal now hold a healthy 2-0 lead here at home. They've won 9 of their 12 games so far in Premier League at the Emirates Stadium. They've lost just the once. They've only conceded 8 goals from their 12 games so far heading into this game at home. So it's going to be a huge ask now if Sunderland are going to get anything positive from this game. Back to Raya. Just inside his own 18-yard box. Takes his time before going long. Nice first touch there on that right-hand side. Now Arsenal will move forward with Martinelli in the middle. That's a lovely through ball there, and it almost finds Declan Rice. In the end, it's Ruffs that ends up winning the race, but great thinking though almost executed perfectly. But Sunderland's defence now back in possession. Sunderland just got to be careful here that they don't just get completely torn apart in this last quarter of the game. It's been a good effort by them, but like a 3-0 or a 4-0 might be a little bit harsh on Sunderland. So they've just got to be careful here. Just got to try and get a goal back somehow and set up some sort of grandstand finale. But the odds are now stacked against them here. But they have just won a free kick just on the halfway line, and as if they're about to bring on another substitute here, and it's going to be the number 6, Gertrude is going to be coming on, and he's going to replace the number 27, Noah Siddiqui. So it doesn't look as if they're going to risk Siddiqui, as he seemed to just pull up a couple of minutes ago. So Siddiqui off, and he's replaced by Gertrude for Sunderland's second change of the game with 20 minutes to go. So Arsenal 2, Sunderland 0. First off goal from Zubamendi, and a goal midway through the second half from Gyökeres after being set up by Havertz. This puts Arsenal in a very healthy position here this afternoon. And now they're going to go on the break here very, very quickly indeed. And Capier just going over the halfway line, looking to play the ball down that left-hand side for Gyökeres to latch onto, but it's just cleared away by Mandava. There'll be a throw in to Arsenal in a decent position, around 20 yards away from the corner quadrant here. Elsewhere in the Premier League at the moment, of course, earlier on today, Manchester United defeated Tottenham Hotspur 2-0. It's still currently AFC Bournemouth 1, Aston Villa 1, Burnley 0, West Ham United 2, Fulham 1, Everton 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Chelsea 3. Later on today, it's Newcastle United against Brentford at St James's Park. Back here, though, at the Emirates Stadium, Zubamendi now to Rice. To the left-hand side, finds Trossard. This goes back here. Arsenal with plenty of possession right now. Gabriel, Saliba. Now with Timber. Zubamendi again. Just a reminder of that latest double change for Arsenal. So from Capier on for Calafiori and Eze on for Havertz. Havertz with the assist there for for Arsenal's second goal, which came about 6 minutes ago. Declan Rice with the long ball up top here, lost the ball just over the 18-yard box. Decent defending though from Sunderland. Now the ball heads into Gyökeres, and he should have won a corner. Yeah, he has. So corner now for Arsenal on the left-hand side. The ball coming off Nordi Mukiele last. Mukiele has now gone down, so it could be another injury concern here for Regis Lebris. So Mukiele walking a little bit gingerly after the ball came off him last in that challenge there with Victor Gyökeres. Arsenal with one more substitution that they can make. Sunderland still with 3 more. So this is going to be Arsenal's 4th corner of the game. I think this is their first one in this second half. Plenty of red and white players around the far post here on the edge of the 6-yard box. It's going to be Rice to take. In swinger of a corner, and it's just headed away by the Sunderland defence. We've got a Sunderland player down though. Play continues. Eze from 20 yards out goes for goal a little bit half-heartedly. It's blocked straight away, but Arsenal still have possession on this right-hand side here. The ball is played back to Trossard. Now with Rice, 35 yards out. That's a lovely ball just inside the 18-yard box, and it's Eze that goes for goal, but the ball drifts wide of the target there by a few yards. Decent opportunity. Not absolutely there for the hit, but Eze, just with his effort just wide of the target. It's only been on the field about 5 minutes or so. So still Arsenal 2, Sunderland 0. The ball back out with Ruffs on the ball. Now Sunderland have just got some space here in the final third. Still with possession here. as it's just with Romain Mundle. Plays the ball across the face of goal in the end. Can't find anyone though. Just a flicker of hope there for the visitors as we now move towards the 75th minute. I think it might have actually come off Saliba last. I think it is actually going to be a throw-in for Sunderland in pretty good area here. There's going to be Hume to take, right in front of where the away supporters are. So if it's going to go long, there's no one around him here in the blue shirt. So it goes long towards the edge of the 6-yard box, but Arsenal's defence more than equal to it. Now looking to play in Gyökeres. Gyökeres about 10 yards over the halfway line, forced to go back here, but keeps the ball for Arsenal, looking to play back to Martinelli. Now Eze. Timber. Now Declan Rice, who's had a very solid game indeed. Passes left to Trossard. Trossard with an early delivery. Should go out there, and it does, but for a throw rather than a corner. 15 minutes to go then, and we'll see how much stoppage time we have. Arsenal with a 2-0 lead here at home against Sunderland. Villa at the moment drawing 1-1 with AFC Bournemouth. So it could be a very, very good afternoon indeed for Arsenal supporters. Of course, other title contenders, Manchester City, play tomorrow in a big game at Anfield away against Liverpool. Now with Gabriel, just about 10 yards over the halfway line into the Sunderland half. Eze. Now with Gabriel, he's had a very, very good game at the back here for Arsenal. Solid as a rock. And Zubimendi to Rice. Just such a solid unit, Arsenal, even when they have dropped points. Of course, it wasn't that long ago that they lost to Manchester United in a remarkable game, and you know, there have been so much talk about Arsenal's issues with their mentality in, well, not just recently, in the last few years that have gone by, that has haunted them, but coming into this game, still on a run of 3 wins in a row in all competitions. They smashed Leeds United 4-0 in their most recent Premier League game. Also just recently advanced to the final of the Carabao Cup after beating Chelsea 1-0 in the second leg. Raya comes out pretty quickly here, blasts the ball towards the right-hand channel for Martinelli to try and run onto. Ball is just fed back to Alderete. The Sunderland defence here. A little bit scrappy on the right-hand side of midfield from Arsenal's perspective, but Timber's done well to win his side a throw-in into the 78th minute. Of course, it's still not over yet, though. It's a Sunderland goal. If they could just find one from somewhere, it would set up a very interesting finish indeed. But at the moment, Arsenal heading towards another 3 points here. It'll be their 17th Premier League win of the season as Eze now marches through into the 18-yard box through the right-hand channel, looking for a possible penalty for a shirt pull, but referee not interested in that at all. Pretty half-hearted appeal in the end, and nothing's going to be given there. But we'll say as well, I mean, I've covered a lot of Premier League games for Flash Score, and a fair few games that have not flowed very well because of numerous reasons, but mainly for VAR interruptions and simulation. But this game has flowed really quite nicely indeed. It's had a bit of an old school feel to it, and at the moment I don't think there will be really much in the way of stoppage time here. Floated delivery from Ballard, just inside into the Arsenal 18-yard box. Played back to Ballard from Robbie. He's a good player, Robbie. He's clearly very talented. He's not seen all that much of the ball, but when he has, he's very good at holding the ball up here. Even though Sunderland haven't had, you know, too many clear-cut chances really in this game, I've quite liked what I've seen of Brian Robbie up front. Sunderland win the ball back now, just through Kelly. Still on the ball now. Now to the right-hand side to Hume. On the overlap here is Lefebvre. Chested down, charged down rather, by an Arsenal defender. Runs back out to Hume. Quick 1-2 with Lefebvre again. And Sunderland just nicely playing, knocking the ball around to each other. It's just that little gap in quality that has seen Arsenal take this 2-goal lead. But it's been a decent effort from Sunderland. Hume getting ready to take this throw in then, about 15 yards away from the corner flag. It's just a little bit further out than that. Now with just 10 minutes to go then, and then we'll find out how much stoppage time we've got from the fourth official. But as we touched on before, not really been that many stoppages in this game, so I don't think we'll see like too much. Of course, depends on what happens in these last 10 minutes here. But Sunderland still in possession with Trehue, the skipper. He's forced to go back to Ruffs, and again another goalkeeper, a bit like Riot, very happy to go quite a long way off his goal line. It's about 35 yards off his goal line there. Very happy to push up himself and support the defence. It's now Arsenal's defence on the ball, up to Rice. He's going to take his time here. Passes to his left-hand side. Finds Hincapié. Now with Gabriel, just shepherding the ball out of Arsenal's defence. Quick pass, sorry, short pass rather, to Zubimendi. Now Rice to his right-hand side. Zubimendi again. Arsenal just need to make sure they just don't do anything daft here. Should have the points all wrapped up. Now getting into the closing stages of this game. Around 9 minutes to go, plus stoppage time here. Still Arsenal 2, Sunderland 0. One ball floated up to the top here. That's a great first touch there from Leandro Trossard. Just to go past his man. The ball, that's a little bit unfortunate there for Trossard. The spin of the ball ends up reaching its way to the gloves of Robin Ruffs. Sunderland still have 3 more changes that they can make, so just in terms of the subs available to them, they still have Angulo that can come on, Kirkin, Elborg, Isidore, Mayenda, Unayan and Rigg. For Arsenal, they've just got 1 more change, so available to them is Kepa, Lewis Skelly, Mosquera, Njorgaard and White. Sunderland just with the ball on the right-hand side here, just inside their own half, behind the halfway line, but Kiela just loses the ball there. Now with Trossard, 25 yards away from goal, to Eze in the middle of play, again 25 yards out. Nice pass to the left-hand side. Hincapié has Trossard in support. Trossard with delivery tempted to the far post. Just has a bit of a curve on it there. Arsenal still keep possession. Now with Zubimendi. Rice, 30 yards out. Now with Hincapié. He's got space here. Now with Trossard. Back to Hincapié. Goes for an early delivery. Charged down by Kieli. And it's going to be a corner for the Gunners. I'll say I've been impressed really with Arsenal, even when they've been 2-0 up, still going. They're not just, sitting back on this lead. They're still just going straight up the other end, trying to look for another goal here to completely kill the game off. Good mentality. And it looks as if Arsenal are now about to make their 5th and final change. It might just be delayed, possibly. It looks as if Gabriel was about to come off here. We're seeing a lot of Arsenal cheering as well in their support. I just wonder if possibly Aston Villa might have gone 2-1 behind here, because there's a lot more shouting here from the Arsenal supporters. Corner now comes in, but it's cleared away by the Sunderland defence. Now with Zubimendi, just on this right-hand side, the ball will just run out of play though. So 6 minutes to go, plus stoppage time. Arsenal on the brink of an important 3 points here. And now Sunderland about to bring on a couple more players, so Angulo and Isidore. We're about to come on here. Looks as if Brian Brobby is going to come off. And Hume is going to come off as well. So he's going to give up the captain's armband. And he's going to give that to Ballard. So it's going to be Nilsson Angulo and Wilson Isidore coming on for Sunderland then, with just around 5.5 minutes to go, plus stoppage time. Let's get confirmation as to who's coming off. So Brobby is indeed coming off. So Brobby goes off then for Isidore to come on for him. And just trying to get confirmation as to who Angulo has just come on for here. We are now back underway though. Defensive throw-in from Sunderland. Just goes straight up to Rice. As we touched on before, Arsenal just need to make sure they don't do anything daft here. And it's going to be another victory that takes them closer. Still a long way to go, of course, but just takes them one step closer to finally landing a Premier League title for the first time in a long time. Now with Trossard just ahead of the number 10 for Sunderland, Nilsson Angulo, who's just come on. Just confirmation it is Hume, the skipper, that's gone off, and Angulo has come on for him here. And Sunderland will just let the ball run out of play, and it'll be a goal kick here for Ruffs to take, but time very much running out here. If Sunderland are going to get anything from this game at all. Has been some other goals elsewhere. Well, last time we checked, Fulham were 1-0 up at home against Everton, but Fulham are now losing at Craven Cottage. Late goals from Dewsbury Hall and an own goal from goalkeeper Bernd Leno has now put Everton 2-1 up there. It's still 1-1 between AFC Bournemouth and Aston Villa. And of course, that is also very good news for Arsenal fans. Now Trossard collects the ball on his left-hand side, midway inside Arsenal's own half. Moves the ball up to Rice. Now back to Hincapié. Oh, and Trossard just going off. Well, not going off. It looks as if he is going to have to go off. Is laid down here. To show exactly how that happened, looks a little bit innocuous, but Arsenal have now they've not made their final change yet, but as if they may well have to bring Trossard off. He's just gone down, as we mentioned before. Players that they've got available in terms of outfield players, anyway, for Arsenal, can still bring on Lewis Skelly, Mosquera, Norgard, and White. So goalkeeper Kepa is also on the bench as well for Arsenal. So it just gives the opportunity for pep talk for both managers, for Mikel Arteta and Regis Debris. As Leandro Trossard just gets some treatment then, but you would think, and they wouldn't risk it, and they'd just take Trossard off for the last few minutes. Still waiting to see exactly how that came about there. Seemed fairly innocuous, but I think he is going to go off here. And it's going to be Christian Norgard that's going to come on for the Gunners, with just 2 minutes to go, plus stoppage time. As Arsenal are on the very brink here of securing all 3 points. And Trossard being officially replaced that, and on comes Christian Norgard for Arsenal's 5th and final substitution of the game. Sunderland can still make one more change here. So 90 seconds to go then, plus whatever stoppage time that is being given by the 4th official. On ball up top, Sunderland will deal with that. Quick 1-2 between the goalkeeper and the Sunderland number 6, Geertrude. Quick 1-2 again with the number 19, Diarra. Now, less than a minute to go now. I don't think there'll be really that much stoppage time, as we mentioned before. Not too much in the way. We've not had any, serious injuries or anything like that. There's not been any VAR interruptions at all, which is always nice to have, isn't it? And yeah, it's flowed quite nicely this game. So I don't think we'll see too much in the way of stoppage time. As Arsenal now pretty much just cantering towards another 3 points here. Sunderland back in possession, just over the halfway line. And if they are going to get a point, they need a goal from this attack, surely. And Eze just gives away a free kick. Sunderland looking to play the free kick quickly. A little bit too quickly for the referee's liking. The ball is now back to where it was before. So Sunderland have just won a free kick. We're talking about 35 yards away from the goal line. So this is going to be whipped in towards the Arsenal 18-yard area. And for the Gunners, it's just a case of just being organised, making sure there's no slip-ups, and it's job done. So 6 minutes of stoppage time, a little bit more than I thought there would be. So 6 minutes of stoppage time to go. But surely if Sunderland are going to get back into this, they need a goal really from here. Ball whipped in and ends up going out of play before he gets headed back into play. And a bit of a let-off there, really. The ball just rolls along the roof of the net there. So just over 5 minutes to go. Just a reminder of your goal scorers. So in what was a fairly even and competitive first half, Arsenal took a slender lead thanks to a Martin Zubamendi goal in the 42nd minute after being set up by Trossard. And then Victor Gyökeres scored midway through the second half after being teed up nicely by Kai Havertz. And it's been an Arsenal performance that I think has kind of summed up their season, really. It's not exactly, you'd say, been an amazing performance by Arsenal, but it's just getting the job done, and it's taking them just another step closer to landing the Premier League title. This is only realistically really only Manchester City and Aston Villa that can stop them at the moment. And of course Aston Villa, I would have to say, I don't think have really got the sort of squad depth to be able to really put in a serious title challenge as we move into the final straight of the season. And it looks as if they're about to drop some points away at AFC Bournemouth as well. Still currently 1-1 in that game, because it's another great result for Arsenal today if it was to stay like that. Now with Angulo just on this right flank for Sunderland, just knocking the ball back now to Mukiele. Getting support from Geertruida. Now to Mukiele again. Ball just comes off Eze last. Mukiele to take the throw. Just under 4 minutes to go then. Arsenal 2, Sunderland 0. Arsenal on the very brink of securing another win here to extend their lead at the top of the Premier League table. Manchester City will play their game in hand tomorrow away against Liverpool at Anfield in a huge game there. Ball pumped up top by Sunderland, and Arsenal will actually counter very, very quickly indeed here. In fact, they're in prime position to go 3-0 up. They're surely going to go 3-0 up, and they do. It's Victor Gyökeres that scores his second of the game and scores Arsenal's third of the afternoon. And it's now Arsenal 3, Sunderland 0. It all came from a Sunderland free kick. It was flighted into the 18-yard area, and Arsenal instantly go on the counter.